world recently lost a legend, especially in the ring, but not known so much what he did in the ring, but what he did outside the ring. Muhammad Ali passed, and everybody mourned on social medias and in the news and across many different platforms. Steve, your thought on the world's greatest, moving on.
Man, I mean, you said it there. The world's greatest. I mean, Muhammad Ali was one of those athletes that transcended just sports in general and was really aware of the situation around him. You look at an athlete like him and you think about today, and like we don't have any athletes like this, that existed back then.
Not to this caliber, at least.
Well, as far as being like a civil activist, you have your platform and you're out there, you're doing great in your platform, but what are you actually doing for the community? Muhammad Ali was a great person in the fact that not only was he walking the walk and talking the talk in the ring, he was doing the same thing out there in the community. Like he was fighting for civil rights for black people and really was thinking of being about socially conscious, just about us as a general. They wanted him to go to the war, and he said, I'm not going over there to fight when I have my own war here that I'm trying to fight for our black people. And that stood out to a lot of people, that he's willing to go to jail just to fight for what's right and what he feels is morally right for him here in the United States. And that's huge because, as an athlete, you have a platform. Obviously, you want to keep your name in a certain light, but to him, I felt like he didn't care about what people thought about him. He just did what he thought was right, and he always tried to think about us.
Yeah, and you hear the argument. It's the principle. It's the principle. 3 years, bro. He lost 3 years in his prime because he stuck to the principle. I don't need to go over here and do it that when you guys treat me a certain way over here. And we talk about this politically conscious athlete, but we live in a world today full of endorsements and social media and what people think about you and how can we market you.
Right.
And I think my belief is that is what keeps a muzzle on some of the greatest athletes who have such a large platform and encourage them to keep it to themselves rather than speaking out for a cause that truly needs to be spoken on. So it's interesting to see the way the world, mourn the loss of him, especially in a day and age, like you said, when the love for Muslims especially isn't there.
Right.
Don't forget, Muhammad Ali was Muslim. He was a member of the Nation of Islam. So,
I mean, regardless of what his religious beliefs were, his beliefs as far as like what's right and wrong stood out a little bit, actually way more to me than his religious beliefs. I mean, not everybody agrees with some of the things that he may have done outside of the ring, but I mean, he was there, he was bold, he didn't care, he said what he had to say, and he was actually speaking from the heart. And a lot of players, they don't get an opportunity, or they don't want to, cross that line and destroy their reputation for actually speaking about what they really should be speaking about, especially nowadays when you got things going around crazy. You have to think about an athlete like Muhammad Ali that like set the tone.
Yep.
And we need somebody like that.
Absolutely, man. Salute. When something's wrong, speak on it. Because if you keep everything to yourself, at the end of the day, you're pretty much saying that what's going on is okay because it doesn't affect you. So let us know what you think about the unfortunate passing of the world's greatest in the comments below. But don't forget to also like the video, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and all that.
Yep. Check out the podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, Final Word, website, First Contention. Come on. We know you like us. Keep subscribing. Keep following us.